Greetings and welcome back to Smartwatch Ticks. We have another SENBONO. Yes, we do. An interesting little thing we're going to unbox here. Let's take a quick look at it and we'll see what we've got. Oh, plastic cover, holds inside a really good sized watch thing. Look at this. Amazing. Very big, good sized rubberized TPU band. Wow, I've never seen that many points. Look at that. That's the chargers, I guess, and that's your heart rate diode. Oh, wow. Smart sport watch, GPS on it, heart rate, running, cycling, walking. Got a button here, speaker. Got what looks like a SIM card port and a microphone. Okay, what is it? It's officially called the S958. It's a SENBONO Bluetooth device multifunction sport watch, which has calling capability. We're getting sophisticated now, blending all these different things together, aren't we? In terms of specs, here's a quick glance at the spec sheet. Well, we got a bunch of different languages. This is one of those where it just says support, yes, all those kind of things. 1.3-inch large color screen, small amount of RAM and ROM. We're not looking at a big Android watch. It's 2G network. That's a red flag. 3G SIM cards may not work with this. Okay, alloy. It's not waterproof, they claim. Silica gel is what the band is made of. It's 240 by 240 pixels and a good sized battery, so we should have some long life, and it does have installed GPS. Let's go deeper into the box. In this little compartment, we've got our standard charging apparatus. Now, it looked like we had a dock to go with this, right? So this is your micro USB to USB connector. And here's the dock, and an interesting dock it is. We have the 4 pins, but they're not in alignment, and I don't see any polarization on this one way or the other, so let's hope it's magnetically identifiable. Let's put it on here, and aha, see, it won't go, but we turn it the other way, and it snaps in place. So that's how you'll know if you've got it on correctly. Whew! That could be a bad thing if it didn't have that. And you just plug your USB cord, of course, in there to charge it up. What's it look like on? You want to see it with the charger dock on it? How big of an arm does Mr. Ticks have? Or really how small, if you could get it around it. I know, we're playing right now, but there's a Big Mac. Yeah, that's more than a quarter-pounder, that's for sure. Okay, we've got a cover here. We can take the cover off, he says. Oh, wow, it's a thick one. But it's meant to come off, I'm sure, because it's got that tab, although it looks like about the thickness of a standard screen protector. And sure, I'll take this off and show you what it really would look like on. I love playing with you. Okay, yeah, we're going to charge it up and walk through it. See what all this puppy can do. Oh, wait a minute. We got to pull out from the bottom of the box the overall manual. Sure enough, in English. Whoa, I can barely get far enough away to get it. There's your packing list. Know your watch. Okay, how it operates, how you charge it. And then the home page. This is going to show you what you cycle through in each of the screens that covers your clock, your today's pace, your overall sleep data. And look, you're going to get graphs on the watch as well, and your heart rate information. Then you slip over here into a barometer. It's got that on board. An onboard stopwatch with split times, it looks like. And a shortcut page, okay? Then in the sports interface, we'll see that squirreling thing over there. You can choose the different sport that you want. Here's the information on overall walking, and then in motion, and those are the displays that pop up. Because you have onboard GPS, you can actually get a little route map on the watch and data that goes along with it. And then you can finish the sport and save the session, I'm sure. And choose to save or not save. Then you have the same or similar information for cycling. Here's how the display changes for running. And then here's your overall history. You can go back in and look at any one of these and see what your track looked like. And your overall sports settings that you can go in to configure the parameters. All right. Now, on this side, we get into the APK. This is the app. There we go. Looking at the screen now. That's the app you're going to download that you'll be able to tether with. And I recognize that little icon in the center. Do you? If you scan that, you're going to find that's probably FunFit or FunFit Pro or something like that. We'll bring that up and check it out. The data Bluetooth connection, basically showing how you set this up for tethering. Viewing your movement data on the phone. The call Bluetooth connection, which is different now for being able to use this thing for Bluetooth calling, it looks like, huh? And common problems. In case you run into any of these, you can freeze frame this and take a look at it. And your parameters, which is basically the specs we showed you, disclaimer, battery warning, followed by your warranty card. So the whole manual is an English manual that comes with it. There's nothing else in here. So it's definitely set for the international English marketplace. Okay, now let's charge it up. Let's fire it up, see what it does. In the meantime, oh, pretty. Look at that, colorful. Okay. Wow. GPS sports watch. Good and loud and really quick to come up. Well, let's begin. Let's scroll down, and you see we have these controls here for Bluetooth and your overall brightness. There's the lowest. I'm going to probably select that level. Here's your speaker volume, vibrate or silent. And there's the QR code that when you scan that, check it out, we'll let you open Fundu Pro. And we have many, many reviews of that app. Check down in the show notes down below. I've got links that jump right into the video to where we review the app, so you can check it out thoroughly there. We're not going to spend a lot of time on that here on this one. Okay, if I go to the left, nothing. If I go to the right, nothing. If I go up, I go into the stopwatch. And we've got a standard stopwatch on it. Then we have a barometric pressure reading in here. Then we go into the heart rate. We cycle through some more. We get into our last night's sleep time. Then our step count and distance traveled. Okay, and there's 2 dots there. So you have a graph over the last week of your step count information. And then we're back to our watch faces. If you go up, you're going in the opposite direction, right? Okay. Please set the watch close to the wrist so that you get a good reading from the heart rate sensor. And we haven't seen it on anyway, so let's go ahead and do that part. When we insert the band and lock it down, you can see it's a relatively thick watch. We're going to check that out too. Let's see. Here we are. Click and hold. And it starts doing a little color dance there with the heart pulsing as it gets a reading in the heart rate. And once again, this is a health, fitness, sports GPS band. It's not a full Android watch. You're not going to be able to install apps. It's categorized my heart rate as normal, and it's giving me 81. You can click to end, otherwise it looks like it's just going to keep on going. All right. That's heart rate, and of course, that's it for there. Well, let's hit the back button. Okay, that got us out of that mode. And then again, we're looping all the way through all of these until you get back to the time. Now, when we go to this direction, if you're Bluetooth connected, then this should probably show you your notifications. And we have to be tethered to the phone app. And within the app, you have to specify the permissions to push notifications. And finally now, if you swipe to the right, you get into all of the different events that you can do. You have walking, cycling, and running. Obviously, those all use GPS, climbing too. Then history. And then you've got your overall sports settings. When in here, you can change your units from metric to imperial. And you can actually, as you saw it changed, it changes per kilometer to per mile. You can have it give you an alarm based on criteria that you set. Let it beep every mile, or set your pace or cost time, goal mileage, daily sport, and then of course all of your personal data where you enter the stuff you need to have in here in order for it to compute everything properly. That's all in the overall settings. Sports settings. History, you saw from the pictures we showed you in the beginning in the manual that as you have entries in the history, you can go into each of those. You can see the overall statistics, and you can also see the GPS little graph layout, okay? It's not going to give you the full map, not a Google map type thing, but the benefit of any of these in using GPS, which you see it's trying to acquire right there, versus just using step count or another way of computing distance is phenomenal. I mean, you're getting really accurate distance when you are calculating your trajectory based on actual distance traveled computed from GPS. If you're just doing running or walking and it's based on the pedometer, well, you have to have your stride length exactly accurate, and most of these you don't have an entry for that. So yeah, when you really want to have an accurate watch, you're going to want to have GPS on board. Now this is a bright screen, and we were only at something like 3 or 4. Yeah, here's the track. If you went this way to the right, you'll get the track if we have one, and then you get all these other things, your average heart rate, and all sorts of other live data as you're doing your particular event. In this case, it's cycling. And then we can finish the sport and be out of it. Now, if we tap here, we go even deeper into the levels where you have your overall dialer. Remember, we have a SIM card on the side, so you can make phone calls here. Here's where you set up your Bluetooth connectivity information. There's your overall phone book that you can add contacts to. And notice you have local and Bluetooth. Now, when you see that, it means this is a dual mode watch. If it says local, these are the contacts or your phone logs or whatnot that pertain to the SIM card that you have uniquely put in the watch. And if you switched over to Bluetooth, that's going to be your listing of contacts or phone logs or so forth that have been sucked over from your phone that are tied in with the Bluetooth tethering. So you have 2 modes of callings with this watch. It's a dual mode watch, SIM calling and Bluetooth tethered calling. Call logs, reminders. There's your remote capture capability if you're connected, and your overall text messaging where you can actually have an inbox and drafts and all sorts of stuff. Now, when you say write a message, a lot of folks want to know, what does the keyboard look like? Oh, can you see that? It's like really too bright, isn't it? All right. It's like 3 letters. It's the 9, like a telephone pad. So you have to compose by pushing A, B, C if you want to start the letter with C and so forth. It's a very awkward keyboard, it looks like. But nonetheless, you could do a quick reply on here if you wanted to a message. Then you have a file manager that shows you any files you have on board in the watch. There's not a lot of memory, so you're not going to have much in there. You can set up sedentary reminders if you want to, and the app download for tethering to your phone. You have a built-in audio player, which is empty at this point, and settings. Within settings, you can set your home city where you're located from all of these. You can actually set your clock independently if you want to, or have the sync turned on, and use 12 or 24-hour format in terms of your display. You have sound for your alerts your ringtones and your notification tones. And of course, you can set your volume from here, which runs all the way up to louder than what we just heard. So very, very loud watch, this one. The display capability lets you increase your brightness and your screen timeout if you want. And from an international perspective, you have all these different languages on this watch. We'll run through these briefly. You can check and see if yours is there. Okay. Motion is that wake-up gesture. If you turn that on, of course, your battery life will be a little bit less, but you can twist your wrist to see the time. You got a sound recorder in here as well. And of course, your audio player would let you play that back. Alarms, calendar. Your calendar, of course, is just a simple little calendar like that. And a calculator. So you really can actually do all sorts of things with this. It's a robust amount of core apps, if you will. A world clock as well. Wherever you are on the planet, I guess it's going to show you what the time is in that location that you can select as you go through here. Okay. When we press and hold, you don't even have to press and hold. Sorry, you just tap it. We cycle through the various watch faces that are available. You have kind of a colorful analog one. You have this digital watch face. And then you're back to the original analog. I'm not sure about installing custom faces. It would not be the same way Android watch faces go, that's for sure. They might be the VXP kind. I'm just not sure on that. But you do have those three. Now, considering it looks like a relatively thick watch, I wanted to give you guys some measurements. It's coming in at 18 millimeters. Most of our watches are from 11 to, wow, 14 is getting pretty thick. So you're really looking at a thick, bulky watch, which is okay. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's perfect for a sporting kind of a watch. 51.6 or so across. If you include the button in that computation, you're looking at 53 that way. From here to here, you've got 54 overall. Wow, that's interesting. Really? Yeah, it is. It's narrower that way than it is that way. Okay. And our bandwidth, which are non-replaceable bands, so it really doesn't matter much, but they're about 26 millimeters wide. And as far as carrying this thing around on your arm, let it zero out, it's about an 82.5 grams, 82.4 grams overall weight. And that, folks, is the SENBONO S958 watch. And it's available right now. We have a link in the show notes to take you over there. We've got the link to take you to the Tethering App so you can see what would happen when you transfer the data from the watch to the app and the categories it collects as well. You've been watching Smartwatch Ticks. We appreciate your subscription and you being here. And we'll be back again with more goodies real soon. Take care.